थकान का एक ही उपाय है, एक कप कड़क चाय। उबलते पानी में थोड़ा सा जिंजर, चाय की पत्ती, चीनी। कड़क चाय के लिए मैं रिकमेंड करता हूँ ताजे दूध से बना रेनबो इवेपोरेटेड मिल्क। इसका रिच और क्रीमी टेस्ट चाय में जान डालते हैं। जैसे ही बढ़िया रंग आए, गैस बंद कर दीजिए। रेनबो इवेपोरेटेड मिल्क, चाय का परफेक्ट मैच।
Rainbow Top Gun Season 3.
Hello and welcome to Rainbow Top Gun Season 3. I'm your host, Shane Phillips. And every episode, we bring you stories of success to inspire you to greater accomplishments in your life. And this episode is no different. For today, we look at the story of a man who was born in the foothills of the Himalayas in a small town in North India to a middle-class family. In the span of just 30 years, he has risen up to become one of the most prominent members of the Indian business community of the United Arab Emirates, complete with a mansion in Emirates Hills, and he now rubs shoulders with the who's who of Dubai's high society, Bollywood, and yes, cricketers.
Presented by Nokia, inspired by Cadillac.
Ajay Sethi is a man of varied business interests, from automobiles, spare parts, to real estate, broadcasting, internet, and sports. Let's meet the man and find out how he made it big and what keeps him ticking. Ajay, welcome to Rainbow Top Guns.
Thank you, Shane.
It's a pleasure to have you here. You took a lot of risk in your career. You even went to geographies such as Iraq.
Yes, these are the odd things contribute to your, into your achievements. There nothing is, and also there's a high risk and high reward. I saw the opportunity there. Even on my 40th birthday, I was just sitting at the Iraqi border, waiting for my visa, and my wife called me from London. And she said, because my phones won't work after 1 hour because, when you go to Iraq territory, international phones were not allowed. And I'd forgotten about my birthday. Imagine people on 40th birthday has parties and all. But that, shows that how dedicated and determined I was for Iraqi business.
I guess we'll get more into that as the episode unfolds, but what was your family life like? How did it all start?
To start at the beginning, from my childhood, my parents and grandparents, they moved from Lahore in Pakistan to settled in Dharamshala, where the Dalai Lama resides these days. And then we later moved to Chandigarh, where I was grown up and did my college and university. And then I moved later to Nairobi in 1984.
You moved to Nairobi.
Kenya.
So what prompted that to go from India to Africa? That's a big jump.
One of my relatives inspired me to come to Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. So I made a choice to move to at a young age of 21.
To move to Dar es Salaam.
Dar es Salaam.
That must have been scary.
Yes, what happened when I landed there? It was, there was a dictatorship. The Julius Nyerere was the president.
Okay.
And the whole country was under socialist regime. The life was very tough. Back in India, we had a great family life. And I started feeling homesick.
Of course.
And I thought it's not my cup of tea. And I wanted to go back to India. So one of our relatives used to live in Nairobi, which was not far from Dar es Salaam. So instead of going to India, why not I just pass from Nairobi and stay a few days and then, go back and see what I can do next. And then I went to Nairobi. I was shocked. It was a buzzing city, very, very cosmopolitan. A lot of colonial influence was there and a lot of business. And it was like, East Africa's gateway to in Central Africa. And I said, this is the place I want to be. And I changed my mind to go to India. So I joined a company with automotive industries as one of the assistant sales manager. And I started working with the sales field, and I was able to get one order. They were trying to procure for many years from General Motors. And my employer was very happy. He says, no, we'll we want to give you, and you will start traveling to other African countries. And I worked 4 months and 16 days. So what happened, I didn't have, if you work for 4 months, that period, you cannot have enough savings. So I decided to go back to Chandigarh, back home, and try to convince my father to give me some small capital. In the beginning, he was saying that you left a job, you just start working, and you should have got experience. But I think he supported me. He saw something in me, and he could able to help me that time, but 7,000 equivalent dollars to give me a small capital, and I had a little money saved in Nairobi. So, in fact, when I came from Nairobi to India, I came via Dubai in 1985. Then I had a little bit of this background of parts business, which I did for that 4 months. And I buy some parts from Dubai, which is automobile part from Nissan and Toyota, and mostly electrical parts. So, I could fly them by air to save that, time frame. So we shipped the goods, and I went back to Nairobi. We started a small company. So I got this shipment, and the first shipment I made about $25,000 profit, because the profit margin was, in those days was 400%. I made a lot of travel trips to Japan and to Korea, to Taiwan, Singapore, Dubai, Europe. See, I think traveling gave me a lot of experience and the confidence and into business.
Why did you choose Dubai?
You see, between 84 to 93, it's 9 years' time, I have maybe visited Dubai more than 25 times. It's like my second home. And I just love this place. That place has some aura, there's some buzz, it's so addictive. I got married in 1983, and then I decided to move to Dubai. And then this Iraq business I started in 96. So I moved with the same automobile business to Dubai, where we started our business in Nasser Square, and my office is in Al Mashraf Tower, used to be Arvif Tower. So I think during this trade fair in Grand as Hyatt Regency, we used to represent 2 agencies from Japan, and we had a stall. And I saw one Iraqi gentleman coming and leaving the card. So his name was Mudar al-Kharbit, a gentleman from Ramadi. And he was one of the royals there. And he met me, and we had a long chat. I invited him for lunch next day. He said, why don't I invite you to come to Iraq and do business there? There's a lot of opportunity. So he sent me a visa, and I went to Jordan in 1997. They took me to Baghdad. Great people. They love Indians. They're very hospitable.
But Iraq was under sanctions in those days, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was no flights from Dubai or anywhere in the world to land to Iraq because of UN embargo. But the United Nations has their food for oil program, which you can work under through UN business. There was a tender process through the United Nations, and all the letter of credits used to come from New York. I'm sure that more than 20 companies from Dubai was participating in that food for oil program with Iraq.
So when did your media flirtation start? But before you answer that, we're going to have to take a short break. We're going to hear more of the story of Ajay Sethi in just a minute. And of course, yes, a whole lot about his media and cricket businesses.
I think being successful means when you achieve there, whether it's money or fame or anything, you should be contented and have a peace of mind. What I've God given to you, you should have value for that, thanks to Him.
Presented by Nokia, inspired by Cadillac.
गपशप के साथ तो 1 कप चाय बनती है, मसाला चाय। इलायची, लौंग और दालचीनी, इसको कूट लें। उबलते पानी में डालें, इसके अंदर चाय की पत्ती और चीनी डालिए। बढ़िया मसाला चाय बनाने का मेरा एक छोटा सा राज है। ताजे दूध से बना रेनबो इवेपोरेटेड मिल्क। इसका रिच और क्रीमी टेस्ट चाय में जान डाल दे। ये हुई ना मसालेदार बात। रेनबो इवेपोरेटेड मिल्क, चाय का परफेक्ट मैच।
Rainbow Top Gun Season 3.
Hello Hello and welcome back to Rainbow Top Guns. I'm in conversation with Ajay Sethi, one of the most prominent Indians in the United Arab Emirates. Ajay, you are a man of many interests, and like most Indians, you like Bollywood and cricket. But when and why did you decide to make a business out of these?
You see, as a child, I had a fascination for Bollywood and cricket. But I always knew it's very hard to get into that business. If you go after glamour, you will not be successful. If you be successful, glamour will follow you. So I decided that at one stage of life, when I make enough money, I would like to invest in this business. And it took me 20 years before I, ventured into the media business. And I was successful in my own core business of automotive. And then I started, it happened like in 2003, when the Iraq war started. And my business suffered in Iraq because of the situation there. And I had two options that time. I started investing my money into real estate, because real estate just picked up. And then I was introduced to this person called Aditya Kapoor. He's a son of late Shami Kapoor, from Bollywood family. And he's the first man who put me in this business. And he came up with the idea. It's a very interesting concept for launch 2 hours television. Launched in 2003, it's called 7 to 9. So 7 to prime time, we are the first company to start the local production here. For Indian diaspora, we started. Okay. And we produced 2,000 hours of programming in 2003, 4, 5, through Ajman Television and Mr. Abdullah Murad, who's like my mentor in media. Since we were on the Ajman television platform, and it was on a very Arabic platform, so I put subtitling of this programming. And we start looking at doing a dubbing of the programming. I think that's make a big success. And then I launched a joint venture with the government of Kenya, as Kenya Broadcast Corporation in Nairobi, where we run a 24-hour terrestrial television with Hollywood programming. I think that was the achievement. And then 2007, I acquired a stake in Fujira Media here, which is Fujira Media City. And then into cricket.
So how did the cricket happen? How did you start getting into the cricket game?
2006, I bid for the BCCI television rights for Africa. So as a I was in the broadcast business. So I started broadcasting television, Indian series in all the Indian BCCI. And those days were Nimbus, who sports company used to own the rights, and we had acquired rights for Africa. So that's my first venture into cricket. And then 2 years, and I did one series in Kenya with the Pakistan, Zimbabwe, and Bangladesh. So we were part of that cricket event. And then I started getting more interested, since from the broadcast business, I got into the radio business. So 2007, ICC had a bid for radio tender. It's internet audio, mobile, and FMs. I put a bid and I won the bid for next 10 years. And 2008, when India had won the World Cup in 1983. So it was 25 years in 2008 when one of the Indian businessmen tried to facilitate the Indian cricket team of 1983 in Lords in England. So I was invited by, Mr. Sunil Gavaskar, was a close friend of mine, and he invited me for the event in London. Sunny asked me, Ajay, why don't you do one in Dubai? Because it's a great achievement, it's 25 years, it's, will be a great opportunity. And I said, fine. 2008, October, I hosted the Indian cricket team to Dubai. Okay. And it was a big platform, and I had His Highness Sheikh Nahan, who was our guest of honor, and who graced the occasion. And I remember he gave one of the most hilarious speech in that night. I think that event put me into a different league with the cricket.
So happy to see somebody can have a passion for sports so much. These type of people really make the game much bigger because they have a passion, they are ready to go miles to see the sports, and particularly cricket. Wish him all the luck and keep up, Ajay. Love you.
He's always come across as a very nice, very sincere, very gentle person and enterprising. He is always looking for fresh ideas. See, for example, from his original business or the core business, for him to get involved in sport just tells you that he's looking for newer ideas, newer avenues. And then once he gets into it, then he goes 100%. The secret of his success, that when he gets into something, he gets into it wholeheartedly, gives it everything, and is determined to make it a success.
the last IPL got painted black in the media for match fixing. Can you shed a little light on this?
You can't fix a match. You cannot fix 11 players of the team to fix a game. There are some individual spot fixing happens. It happened. It's already evident in a lot of in the media, and there has been police cases, the CBI inquiries on those things. I would say it's a human weakness. It's unfortunate that such a great cricket sport has been affected with this, and I'm sure there are many other sports. So match fixing is a corruption.
What other interests do you have in sports?
You see, apart from my cricket and broadcast business, in 2005 I made investment into a golf course in Ahmedabad in India. It is a 900-acre development with real estate around it. And then we invested into a Caribbean Premier League last year, which is taking place in Caribbean. We bought investment into a St. Lucia Zooks. It's a CPL team. And recently we had Kevin Peterson under the new format. He's one of our players, and Darren Sammy, and we have international players. Players of West Indies is very pro, the best T20 players. So the league is doing very well. And then we have recently, venturing into tennis. Boris Becker and Mesh Bhupti is launching the International Premier Tennis League. So there are 4 teams from Mumbai, Singapore, Manila, and Dubai. It's being launched in November. So I made an investment into Singapore team. It's called Singapore Lions. So this is from golf and cricket and now the tennis.
Quite a success. What would you say are the key traits of a successful person in your mind?
I think it's a determination, hard work, your vision, dedication, and never give up. And that is something, success to people. It means you got to be dedicated, you got to be honest, there's no other way about it, there's no shortcut to it. It's a 4-wheel of a car. 1 for destiny, 1 for your sincerity, 2 for hard work.
2 for hard work.
Yes.
He's one person who loves having people over to his house. And last time I remember he had a huge party at his house, and we thought it'll be like 25, 30 people. There were more than 200 people there. So and Anil's birthday was just a day earlier. Like a family, we all cut a cake for Anil. That shows about his personality, that he's just, that he's a person who once he becomes friends with you, he takes it a long way. And the main thing about why we get along is we both are fond of cricket. And we saw a couple of the IPL matches together in Dubai and Abu Dhabi this time.
He seems to be a very helpful person, because while I have met him on several occasions, whoever comes in interaction with him, the way he talks, the way he approaches every situation means that he has a lot of patience too. Well, I wish him all the best in all his endeavors. And I'm sure with the kind of patience and perseverance that he has shown so far, he will get all what he wants to achieve.
He has a great family, great children, great wife. I just hope that whatever he wants in life, he should get much more than he deserves.
What does success mean to you?
I think being successful means when you achieve there, whether it's money or fame or anything, you should be contented and have a peace of mind. What I've God given to you, you should have value for that, thanks to Him. So I think for me, success is a goal that you achieve and you're content, and then there's more achievement on the way forward. The goalpost keeps changing. Bill Gates said that if I know the line, I would have crossed long back. So it's never, success is a journey. But at some stage, your contentment and peace of mind is very important. Otherwise, you'll never enjoy your money.
Here's a man who's firmly grounded, and after the break, we'll be hearing more of the spiritual side of Ajay Sethi and the woman behind the man, his wife. So stay with us.
Taste is in the hunger, not in the food. So, that's your passion, and hunger has to be there. And never give up. I always believe that the day you stop trying, your failure will start.
Presented by Nokia, inspired by Cadillac.
This is not a phone to just capture beautiful things. This phone captures feelings. It memorizes dream machines and the goosebumps you got when they screamed. To record a jump into the unknown and relive the madness, the dry mouths, the exploding chests. Introducing the large-screen new Nokia Lumia 1520 with a full HD display, full HD video recording and distortion-free sound capture. Don't just record, relive.
When you shoot for the moon, you build your courage, test your passion, and persevere.
Still looking very good.
The all-new 2014 Cadillac CTS, a bold journey.
पुराने गाने, पुराने दोस्त, घर की यादें और इलायची चाय। उबलते पानी में इलायची, चाय की पत्ती और चीनी डालें। कुछ देर गैस पे उबलने दें। इलायची चाय तभी अच्छी बनेगी जब आप यूज करेंगे रेनबो इवेपोरेटेड मिल्क, जो बना है ताजे दूध से। इसका रिच और क्रीमी टेस्ट चाय में जान डाल दे। इतना सिंपल, घर की याद दिला दी। रेनबो इवेपोरेटेड मिल्क, चाय का परफेक्ट मैच।
Rainbow Top Gun Season 3.
Hello and welcome back to Rainbow Top Guns. We're here in conversation with Ajay Sethi, the automobile trader, real estate developer, sports organizer, and media tycoon. Ajay, we saw a crash in 2008. Now we're experiencing a bit of a bull run as the market has really picked up and we're heading forward into Vision 2020. What's your prediction on what's going to unfold over the next few fiscal cycles?
You know, real estate is a very cycle of 7 years internationally. And Dubai, I think, defies most of the logics of the world. It was 2008 the crash happened, and I think it was again not related to Dubai, it was some effect from, it's a chain reaction from another part of the world. I think that time also the real estate freehold market was very new to this country. And there was no structures in place, and there is, RERA was not properly structured. Now I think and the banking sector was also lending money, right, left, and center. I think now they have learned with these mistakes. And one thing I'll tell you, I believe in if you have a good product, you cannot fail. So Dubai has a great product. Dubai will never fail. Dubai has not failed in the last 40 years. And I don't think so there's going to be any crashes such as 2008. But there will be a correction in every market. It's like a wave, like a 2020 happening. It will carry on till 2020, but I see Dubai more stronger after 2020. And Sheikh Mohammed's vision, it's like a role model to a lot of people. A lot of us has, seen him, and that inspires you to do something, in a smaller scale, or whatever scales you have. And I think it's, we are doing some development in Jafza. We're planning to build a 40-story tower there, and we have a collaboration with Jafza on this. And we are very positive, and we are looking at to move forward with the project.
What is your personal strength as a human being?
If you work direct and be honest, whatever you do in your business or in your day-to-day life, I think you create a confidence with people you deal with. And I think that my biggest strength I would, for any human being, is your truthfulness. I always believe, if you're honest and truthful, you have so much inner strength. They say lies you have to remember and truth comes from the heart. So, if you're truthful, you can deal with anyone and you can stand tall and, face any challenge or any problem you have, because with a liar, you will have 1,000 people with him, with 10,000. But with an honest and truthful person, you have the whole world with him.
Ajay is very hardworking. He's dedicated to his family, to his kids, to his parents, and friends as well. Fridays is dedicated to the family. Fridays, Saturdays. We try and take short breaks, Christmas holidays, Easter, summer, always 2 months. We try and go away and spend a good family holiday. And I always feel that with him around, there's always some buzz, excitement, because with him, life is never boring. It's always on the go.
I was very lucky and fortunate that I have a great family. My parents, my brother, I have one brother and 2 sisters. They always stood by me. They're always there for me. In my wife's side's family, my in-laws, they have been very big strength also for me. So I think in any success story, you're also a loner. You need a family support all the time, and I've been lucky to get that. And also your friends at the time, they're always there with you. They also give you strength.
I've known Ajay for more than a decade. Ajay is very humble, very honest, and a God-fearing person. And I'm very fortunate to know him as a friend.
I always feel that for a self-made person, it's so true that he measures his worth in this life. Yeah. And that's where your family value system in the family gives a lot of importance. And I think it's a great strength, and you're never lonely.
Who has been a big inspiration in your life, and where do you find your inspiration from today?
I inspired with people around me, and especially my father, who was like my guide and mentor, who visualized for me as a child, and my mother, who gave me real value system and upbringing. I think that's where I'm grounded, and I never forget my past. I'll never forgotten that.
Ajay, is there a message you want to give to the youth sitting out there in our audience, those future top guns out there who are striving for their success?
Yes, choose your goal, choose what you want to do, be determined, dedicated, and honest, and be successful, and have a peace of mind too in the end. And the taste is in the hunger, not in the food.
The taste is in the hunger, not in the food.
So, that's your passion, and hunger has to be there. And never give up. I always believe the day you start, the day you stop trying, your failure will start. So good luck, and follow this, determination and dedication. There's no other way. That's the key to success.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have on this episode, and I wanted to thank you so much for coming out and joining us on this episode.
Thanks, Shane. It was nice meeting you, and thank you for having me on the show.
Well, that's it for this episode of Rainbow Top Guns, a story of character, strong values, with a splash of luck can propel you right to the top of your industry. I'm your host, Shane Phillips, saying ma salama.
My mother used to tell me that have a faith in your religion and never criticize others and respect them. And because everyone has a faith and they're born with it, spirituality is very important. Unless you find a time for yourself, you can't be mentally relaxed. And to make good decisions, you need to have a clear thinking.